Every Instagram guru right now is telling you the exact same thing. If you want clients for your service business, you need to hop on trending audio, optimize for virality, and basically become a full-time entertainer. I completely disagree. In fact, if you sell a high-ticket service, copying viral trends is the fastest way to ruin your brand. Virality brings you an audience of people that are looking to be entertained. You don't need an audience. You need a pipeline of sophisticated clients. Today, I'm going to walk you through the exact analytical system, the ads, the specific organic content structure, and the funnel that you actually need to hit 20K a month on Instagram. I'll show you how this exact framework recently took a client from getting one useless lead in 6 months to pulling in 4 to 10 qualified leads every single day. But I'll be honest with you, I used to fall for the trap too. Before I dialed in the system that we now use at Building Brand Media, I took what you would call a spray and pray approach. There was zero structure. Some weeks I would post a lot, some weeks I wouldn't post at all. We weren't running ads, we were just throwing things at the wall and hoping the algorithm would bless us with a high-paying client. Spoiler alert, it did not work. We literally got 0 clients. But the most frustrating part wasn't just the lack of leads. It was the fact that the sophisticated clients, the ones with actual budgets who we really wanted to work with, they didn't take us seriously. When they looked at our page, they did not see an authority. They saw disorganized noise. Then we finally stopped. We sat down and we started actually planning. We scripted, we scheduled, we researched what types of content to create, and we started structuring our ads properly. And my immediate reaction was just wow. Because here's the secret most people won't tell you. Doing it the right way takes almost the same exact amount of time as doing it the wrong way. Things are just organized and results become entirely predictable. Now, the first step to building this 20K a month infrastructure is by far the most misunderstood. It's your organic content. Like I said earlier, optimizing for virality is a waste of time. So what should you post? If you want to attract high-paying clients, you need to pivot 100% into educational content. Why? Because psychologically, humans are hardwired to look at teachers as authority figures. If you can educate your market on the problems they're facing and clearly explain the solution, you automatically become the expert in their eyes. They don't want to hire a dancer. They want to hire a master of their craft. But you have to have a structured baseline. At a minimum, you need to be posting at least 5 times a week. The exact mix we use is 12 pieces of video content and 8 photos per month. That gives you a solid 20 pieces of educational assets that are going to be working for you 24/7. Think of organic content like planting seeds. You are nurturing your leads. When someone finds you from an ad or a referral, they're going to binge your page. Your page needs to prove that you know exactly what you're talking about. And to keep it human, you dedicate a small percentage of your content, specifically your Instagram stories, to simply document your work. You don't need to overshare your private life. Just show the behind the scenes footage of your team, your current projects, and your daily operations. It just goes to prove there's a real competent human behind the logo. But here's the reality check. Organic content is incredible for nurturing your leads and building authority, but it is slow. If you want to scale to 20K a month, predictably, you cannot rely entirely on organic content. You need to run targeted ads. There's no way around it. The biggest mistake service business owners make with ads is they run 1 or 2 generic graphics that say, hire us. They spend $500, they get 0 return, and they declare that Facebook ads don't work. Let me give you a real world example of how this is actually supposed to be done. We recently took on a client in the commercial warehouse lighting industry. Before he came to us, he had hired a well-known large agency. Some of you might even know who they are. He was paying around $1,500 a month, and they made him massive promises. Over the course of 6 months, they brought him exactly 1 unqualified lead. He literally told me this on our onboarding call. He was completely burnt out on the idea of marketing. So we implemented our system. We got his organic content posting consistently to build the baseline authority. And then we launched our ad strategy. We didn't launch 1 generic ad. We actually launched around 50 targeted ads on the first go. We use a concept called modular ads. This is where you script and shoot different hooks, different body explanations, and different call to actions. And then we mix and match them. This allows us to test dozens of variations that speak directly to the specific problem that his ideal clients are facing without wasting the business owner's time on endless shoot days. The result, we took him from 1 bad lead in 6 months to consistently generating 4 to 10 interested, highly qualified leads every single day. This is not monthly. Now, getting 10 qualified leads a day is great, but we're talking about making money. So not just getting clicks. clicks. And this brings us to the final critical piece of the puzzle. If you run amazing ads and you have great organic content, but you just send people to your DMs with no setters or to a homepage of a generic website, you're eventually going to lose a lot of leads. You need a dedicated funnel, specifically a landing page with a VSL or a video sales letter. A VSL is the ultimate filter and salesperson for your business. It works 24/7. A good VSL shouldn't feel like a sleazy infomercial. It should be an analytical, straightforward video that calls out your ideal client, explains the exact mechanism of how you solve their problem, provides proof that you've done it before, and tells them exactly what to do next. When a lead watches your VSL, two things happen. Either they realize they are not a good fit, which saves you time from wasting time on a bad sales call, or they realize you are exactly what they needed. And then they go ahead and book a call completely pre-sold. And once they book that call, their data needs to go directly into a CRM. No more spreadsheets, no more sticky notes. You need to track every lead, send automated email reporting, and hold strategy sessions with your clients so they know exactly what's going on. This is what we do, and depending on your business, you may need to do some of these or you might need to do all of them. When you have a CRM keeping everything organized and a VSL doing the heavy lifting of selling, you elevate yourself from a freelancer struggling to get noticed to a sophisticated business owners who has systems and processes behind their client acquisition system. So let's recap. If you want to hit 20K a month using Instagram, stop trying to go viral. Build a baseline of 20 pieces of educational content every month. Run modular targeted ads to drive predictable traffic into the business, and send all of this attention to a highly converting landing page with a video sales letter. This is the exact infrastructure we build for our clients. It takes the guesswork out of growth. But here's the catch. You can build the best landing page in the world and you can spend thousands of dollars on ads. But if the script for your video sales letter is weak, confusing, or boring, nobody is gonna book a call. Everything I just taught you relies on your ability to clearly articulate your value on camera. Since this is the macro strategy, I want to know exactly what you need help with on the execution side. If you want me to break down the exact VSL framework and scripts we use to turn strangers into high-paying clients, drop the word script in the comments below. If I see enough of you asking for it, I'll make that exact video my next video. Drop that comment below, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that breakdown, and I'll see you on the next one.